speaking of odd hardware that we don't know what to make of, so the the Super Nintendo PlayStation, it's been very quiet on this front. The rumored prototype that was discovered in an attic of the partnership between Sony and Nintendo. The guy who owns it has resurfaced, and they are going to be showing it off at a retro expo in Hong Kong.
Retro.HK. I've
Now,
never heard of this.
I'm interested for a couple of reasons. One, I'm just interested to know more about this and see what's going on. And they say that they will be, I don't know if it's opening up, but they will be looking to see actually what it contains, what's inside, and if there's any working hardware left, and if anything will run on it. My question is, why not, stupid long hair, why not a premier U.S. retro expo like, Portland.
Portland.
For one. I don't understand why you would fly this out to Hong Kong.
You have guys like Frank Cifaldi, Steve Lynn. You have other guys that Bunny Boy from Retro USB. These are people that are totally qualified
and would be frothing to get their hands on it and check it out.
They're here in the U.S. You could ship it to them with hand deliver, $50,000 insurance on it. I'm not saying something's going to happen to this system, but traveling, getting it through customs, going it overseas, it just scares me for worst case scenarios that you're putting it even at a slight risk before getting it at a transcontinental flight. It's just me it gets me a teeny bit uneasy.
Well, and furthermore,
just a teeny bit. I don't actually think there's anything up here. I don't think there's anything sneaky. No.
I just don't know why.
Yeah, I just don't. He could have. Yeah, this could have been looked at already, obviously, by someone. Someone could. With the amount of hype around this, someone could have flew out to him. And would want to look at it, and sort of test it and open it up. It's just taking the shell off and, getting out your little, testing the voltage on everything. I don't know anything about the technical side, but there's a procedure here, is what I'm saying. I'm not qualified to do it, but other people are.
There's a beverage here. Anyways.
Careful, man.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't think that the going to Hong Kong thing is questionable, but I am curious as to why this has taken so long and why...
Well, if he doesn't need he already said he doesn't want to sell it or doesn't need to sell at this point, because
sure.
once you field offers that are probably 10 or 20,000, you realize those offers will always be there. So maybe he's thinking, I don't know if he's thinking that it'll be verified, even though it looks pretty damn real to everyone that I've spoken to. So maybe it's just to show it off. And
he said he was never really into games either, which might explain some of his lack of interest to really find it out. All I can say is if I found this in my parents' attic, I would have been begging someone to come take a look at it. Now, I'm not saying that makes it weird, because if you're not into games, that would be like me finding a vintage baseball card.
You still realize it's important.
I didn't realize it was important, but I wouldn't be in a hurry necessarily to get it appraised or whatever. So maybe it's the same sort of thing for him. Either way, for all of us who are interested, I really hope we get to see something from
Well,
this.
I'm guessing they're at least helping him pay his airfare and hotel, if not paying him to show this off, because it's probably going to be a huge draw at this convention.
I would sure hope so. Well, then maybe that's why he's doing it. Maybe they offered him a good chunk of money. Maybe they're like, hey, we need a draw here. That we're a fledgling convention in a place that normally doesn't have them. So that's a potential reason as well.
Okay, so this is going to be held... It's a fair. So it's going to be held... the 20th of November to December 13th. That's not a convention. That's a fair. That's like a 2-week event.
Oh, that's crazy.
I've never heard of that.
That actually sounds like fun.
You want to go? Let's go.
Let's do it.
I got my passport.
Let's just go find ourselves a prototype of something.
So this is the first ever retro gaming fair in Hong Kong. I have no idea what the market is for retro gaming in Hong Kong. I have no idea. The prototype will be on display for all to see. This is in the description of the video. Please be sure to visit the retro.HK Facebook page that is linked below. A huge thanks to Dixon and our sponsors, HMV, Restart Workshop, and especially the Golden Brothers of HK Golden. So it's sponsored. So, all right. So it'll be interesting. I would hope at some point, though, this thing has to get opened up and documented. And I hope they found that RAM cart and whatever else. And
right.
If it's a RAM card, maybe it's something else. I don't know.
Sure.
So it's an interesting story. I think this will be sold at some point. I just think it will.
I think it will, and I hope it is. I mean, if he doesn't have interest in it, I would like to see it in the hands of someone like, say, Steve Lynn, who will
Give it to a museum right away.
give it a good, or, yeah,
but-
well, he will, but like give it a good home.
Yeah.
Yes.